Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to change the way the world eats. My name is Angela Shurina. I'm a certified nutritionist, health, nutrition, brain productivity coach, and just someone with a lot of passion for sharing nutrition and lifestyle tools to help you feel, look, and do your absolute best. Guys, yesterday we started our conversation about flexible living. Whether that means you're a digital nomad and you don't really have a home, or you have a base but you're barely there ever, and you travel a lot and you work from your computer, or maybe you work remotely now and you're kind of the same. You sometimes at home, working from home, sometimes you work from the office, sometimes you travel to different locations, and your lifestyle is very flexible and your environment changes a lot. So how do I optimize my environment? Yesterday we talked about how I choose apartments and the area in a new country or a new city where I want to live to optimize my productivity and my wellness and my health and me enjoying life. So how to choose apartment area in any country, any city. Please check that episode we did yesterday. Today we are talking about another crucial aspect of making this flexible digital nomad or remote work location independent lifestyle work. The crucial thing is food, nutrition, what we put in our body. Guys, our productivity, our health, our energy levels, our focus, our drive, our motivations, it all connected to the foods we put in our body, because that food, it's not just somehow magically converted into energy and we either have it or not. It's not just about calories. We are built from the building blocks that are in foods we decide to eat. And depending on the quality and the kind of those building blocks, we gonna look certain way, feel certain way, have certain personality traits developing over time, having certain business results, relationship results. And sometimes people ask me, but Angela, how is my business related to what I eat? Well, in a very quite straightforward way, because your business depends on the amount of energy you have, but also on the kind of decisions you make and what kind of state you are every single day. Are you motivated and driven to persevere with the chosen course of action no matter what, losing no enthusiasm, going from failure to failure? Because failures are important to grow, to get better, right? If you don't fail, you are not growing, you are not developing, and your business is stagnating along with you, right? So having this perseverance and optimism and motivation to continue no matter what happens and to improve and get better and continue, it is quite connected with your business results. Wouldn't you say so? Most people, they try big ideas more often than not at some point or the other, and then they fail a couple of times and they're like, well, that sucked, I don't feel like doing that anymore, right? But the person with the most greed, with the most perseverance, who would try until it works, that person, they will make shit happen in a big way. And that state of having great perseverance and motivation and drive and confidence that you will succeed, and also being able to withstand all these failures. Very often, they are financial failures, and your well-being quite directly depend on being able to tolerate those failures. So the point is, your business success, how much you're gonna grow in this life, it depends on your mental state, on your physical state, on your physical health. People ask me sometimes, Angela, what do you train in the gym? Like you've been going to the gym for more than 10 years, actually more than 20 years. If you didn't know that, guys, I started when I was a teenager. What are you doing there right now? And what I'm doing there is actually training my mental state. I want to get in the gym or do this workout and I want to feel unstoppable after. Like, it was hard, but I did it. Or I didn't want to go, but I did it. I created, I showed up, I demonstrated the quality of persistency in the face of challenges and me not wanting doing things and still doing them, right? So that's what I'm training in the gym, mental skills, not so much physical, even though it is good for your brain, for your health, for your energy levels, for everything you do in life. When done right, physical exercise is a great mental boost. So what I'm saying here is your health is related to your business results, to any kind of success in your life. And your health and your fitness, they depend on the foods that we put on our plate and in our body. And so when you travel and you want to maintain high productivity levels, you want to keep working on your business and do better and succeed while experiencing all these amazing adventures while traveling, exploring new places, new cities, new countries. If you want to have this exciting life experience, having great health, great energy, great mental stamina, if you want to live fully, guys, there is no way around it. You need to be able to optimize your nutrition and know your shit when it comes to nutrition, right? And so I'm going to share with you how I built my routine, my nutrition routine anywhere in the world. I lived in Southeast Asia, Thailand, Bali, Malaysia, Singapore, in many other places. I lived in Middle East, Arabic United Emirates, or I forgot the full name, of the country, Saudi Arabia, and Lebanon, and Turkey, and I lived in Latin and South America, and living now in Latin America, and I lived in US, and I lived in Europe, Italy, Switzerland, Greece, where else? So many places, right? And I always find a way to maintain my nutrition routine. I know the basics, and I'm going to share with you them right now, and I know how to build up that routine really fast. I know what I'm looking for and how to get it, where to get it. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. When I change location, let's say I'm moving from London to Mexico, that's exactly what I did. So the first thing I know is that my nutrition in the first few days, maybe a week, not gonna be that great, right? So I need to figure out a simple way to cover basics to maintain high energy, high productivity levels. So I don't stress out on a mental level because my physical body is not getting all the nourishment nutrients it needs. So I get my supplements, my multivitamin, my multimineral, my omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, L-carnitine. Those are the ones I get, my B vitamins. So I get my vitamins, my minerals. I take them with me to cover nutritional discrepancies or holes in my nutrition while I'm building up my nutrition with whole foods, right? So I get my supplements back in the UK. Now I move to Mexico, and here is what I start looking for. Not in the order of priority or importance, because nutrition, it's got to be balanced to work fully. So I'm kind of like looking to hit all of these points. But, first I would probably start with water. Like, you need to figure out, especially in places like Mexico, where you can't really drink tap water. It might be contaminated in a lot of places. So water, where am I getting my water? You don't want to be dehydrated. So that's the first thing that I'm getting here in Playa del Carmen in Mexico. I have water delivered because water is heavy and I don't want to be thinking every day about where am I getting my water. So I get it delivered once a week, some still mineral water, some sparkling Topo Chico, all local, full of minerals, great quality. I get it delivered for the week. So water goes first. The second thing is coffee. It's not like the most important, but the easiest thing to get. Like, where am I getting my coffee? Is there a coffee machine? If there is, and usually in Latin America, South America, there is always a coffee machine or coffee maker of some sort. So now I gotta get my coffee, and luckily, Starbucks are almost everywhere. You can get your beans there. If you don't know where to get them yet, or in any other local coffee shop, get your beans, get your coffee done. So your morning is charged with action and motivation and productivity, right? To get all the other stuff. So water, coffee, I got that. Next items on my list. So I always want to make sure that I get my proteins, right? Because protein, it's quite high up there when it comes to being essential nutrient, meaning everything in the body is either built from protein or made with protein. So we need to make sure that we are hitting those protein targets. And with that also usually comes a lot of healthy fat. So what's on my list when I start doing my first grocery shopping? Here in Mexico, Walmart seems to be a great place for me to shop. And guys, if you didn't know that, Walmart has almost like everything: organic stuff, non-organic stuff, all kinds of items of food and electronics and clothing, all the basics. That's why I love Walmart, even though some people are not a fans of them. They like, go local. I'm like, well, to go local, I would have to go to like 10 different stores to pick up all the items I need. That's why another hack: go for bigger supermarkets that have everything. It's going to save you a ton of time. Yeah, they might not support local small producers, but those things, they are secondary. First, you got to figure out your basic stuff and then think about all of these intricacies and details. First, you got to figure out you, right? Before helping local producers and farmers and businesses. So anyhow, so find a great supermarket where you can find anything, and then go for protein that usually include healthy essential fats as well. So I make sure that I get my eggs, my fatty fish like salmon, like sardines, also tuna, some whitefish, maybe some great shellfish like mussels and prawns and oysters if I'm lucky, all kinds of shellfish and fish and fatty fish, super rich in nutrients, right? I'm always looking for chicken livers, one of the best organ meats, the best because it is very compatible with human biology and it gives you a boost of different nutrients like whole multivitamin, multimineral in one food, right? So chicken livers, I'm looking for fish, for shellfish, for eggs. I usually, if I can get organic chicken and organic red meat, I like to get that at least once a week. I try to always have variety, so I eat that too. But when it comes to animal products, I always go for organic because antibiotics and different hormones that they ingest in non-organic animal products might really screw up a lot of health aspects of your health. But guys, first things first, if they don't have organic, I'm gonna get anything because the last thing I want to be is hungry, protein deprived, and stressed about it because of that. And also neurotransmitters like dopamine, important for motivation and productivity, gonna be not optimal, and so you're not gonna get anything done, right? Looking for better options, you're just not gonna have motivation. So first things first, go for proteins and essential fats. And essential fats, I mean things like omega-3s, right, that are found in fatty fish. After that, I'm gonna be looking for yogurt. It's a source of calcium. It's a source of probiotics. Plain with live bacteria, that should be stated on the label. Good thing about live bacteria on the label, they are written in Latin, in any other language, right? So you can always find them even if you don't speak Spanish, like I don't. Like bacteria fermentatos, lactobacillus bifida, something, you can always recognize those words in any language. Doesn't matter what country you are in. So yogurt, I make sure I get enough of it, half a liter per day. Organic if possible. If not, then, I'll look for better options later. Then let's get to our plant-based foods, and there are many. I make sure I have good mix of fruit, especially berries. If I can't get fresh, I'm gonna get frozen. Frozen, by the way, can be just as good and very often better nutritionally than fresh ones, just because they are preserved much better. The technology they use for freezing is much better than the one they use for transportation, spraying that fruit and veg with all kinds of stuff and then getting it green. So frozen can be just as good and very often even better. And here in Mexico, a lot of berries, they have mold, so it's not even safe to eat. Then we get to vegetables, all kinds of colors of vegetables, red and yellow, and peppers and carrots and like different cactuses if you're in Mexico. But I especially focus on green vegetables, especially on things like spinach, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, asparagus. Those are among the most nutrient dense vegetables and mostly available almost anywhere, right? If I can't get fresh, again, I'm gonna go for frozen. Usually related to vegetables, different fresh herbs, great, one of the best sources of antioxidants, and your brain, your high performing brain, needs all the antioxidants it can get from your veg and fruit and herbs and spices. Then I'm gonna look for things like beans and tubers, these more starchy plants. Beans, especially rich in the minerals, plant-based protein, and prebiotic resistant starch fiber that is highly beneficial to your gut and to overall health and metabolism. And tubers, I mean things like sweet potatoes, regular potatoes. So these are the things that I'm looking to optimize my carbohydrate intake. Then I'm going to be looking into getting nuts and seeds. Specifically, I'm looking to find walnuts for omega-3s, omega-6s, essential brainy fats. I'm looking for sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. These two seeds are very special in their nutrient content, high in minerals, high in antioxidants that are harder to find in other seeds. And I'm going to be getting these nuts and seeds that I usually mix with my yogurt to make it kind of crunchy. And guys, whenever you can make something more chewable, like yogurt is not that chewable, but if you put nuts and seeds there, it is chewable. It's gonna increase your satiety, making you less prone to overeating and over-consuming calories while traveling. Just a neat hack to also maintain your figure, not just nutritional status. And then I'm going to be looking for cacao products, dark chocolate, the one that stimulates blood flow to your brain, that boosts all the neurotransmitters needed to create flow state, one of the most productive, prolific states in the human brain. So I'm looking for 100% dark chocolate. Obviously Mexico and countries around it are rich in cacao products because that's the region where this plant originated. It seems that has been considered foods of the god, very popular with locals, right? So cacao products are not a problem here. 100% chocolate, that's what I'm looking for, and also cacao powder that I add usually to my yogurts and everywhere that I can because again, cacao products are amazing for you. I'm just careful not to use it later in the day because dark chocolate, cacao products, they do have caffeine, even though it's different. There is not as much in, let's say, for example, in coffee, but it's still not a great thing to do later during the day, later afternoon before going to bed, because that's gonna compromise the quality of your sleep, and the quality of your sleep is your productivity the next day, right? So we don't want to be screwing up that. And that's my routine, guys. Again, to sum it up, when I travel from one place to the other, I make sure that I get supplements to cover my basics, and also because in a new place, I never know where I'm gonna find that health food store, or if Amazon works there, right? Here in Mexico, it does. So I have no problem getting my supplement supply here. Then I make sure to get my water as soon as possible, good quality. And I also learn about the quality of water, how safe it is before I go there. Or even if I'm already in the country, before I take any sip of water from the tap, I Google it, like, is it safe to drink water in Mexico? And if it's not, I'm gonna buy my water, because the last thing I wanna have while traveling is diarrhea, persistent especially, right? So be careful about what you put in your body. By the way, when I'm in Latin and South America, in Asia, I don't usually eat a lot of stuff outside, especially raw, because it's new bacteria. My stomach is not used to that, and more often than not, that would end up in, again, all kinds of digestive issues, diarrheas, and poisoning. So I tried food. That's another reason why I cook my food, and thanks God never actually got any poisoning traveling because of that. Well, actually once I did, and after that I was especially careful. So then again, your proteins, your healthy fats, your fruit, your veg, and I forgot one item, spices like curry spice, where there is a lot of turmeric that is great for decreasing inflammation, to boost your brain productivity indirectly through so many ways, right? So herbs, spices, that's another item that I'm always looking into while traveling. And usually it's local, I'm looking at different spices and herbs that are available. I'm doing a little bit of research, and little by little trying them out, I add into my cuisine. Like here, I usually get parsley and cilantro that are quite universal, and I get my curry spices and Italian herbs for cooking to increase antioxidant content of my meals. And that's about it, guys. Again, nutrition, food, you gotta figure your shit out, because that can screw up your productivity and your mental and emotional well-being along with your business quite considerably, especially if you decide to try traveling full-time, figuring out your nutrition staples and how you go around getting your foods to maximize your productive output and your health. It is very, very important. And speaking from experience, it can be done anywhere, but you need to have certain routines, certain rules. And just like with choosing your apartment or a place to live, like we talked about yesterday, maybe have a list like I do. I'm like, okay, I'm going shopping. Eggs, fatty fish, other protein sources done, yogurt done, fruit done, veg done, coffee done, water taken care of, spices, etc. Done, and I'm good to go. Might not be perfect, and it will take time to adjust for you to actually enjoy it, but it makes life even more interesting. That's it for today, guys. I hope you found this episode really useful. And if you have any questions about anything at all you heard on this podcast, maybe you have other items that you don't know how to go about getting while traveling, ask me. More often than not, I'll have an answer. With 10 plus years of experience having no home and being all over the world, I have an answer, or at least an idea, for almost any concern and question out there when it comes to flexible traveling lifestyle, maintaining your health, your productivity, your mental and emotional well-being. So ask away. Don't forget to share this episode with digital nomads, remote workers, and passionate travelers in your circle. Share, enjoy, ask questions, and as usual, till next time, eat better daily.